Set adrift on memory bliss with me. You know this. This is the real deal. I gotta drop this video here for the people. We gotta get people up in here so that people can understand what the truth is. So people can hear what the real deal is in these streets. Come on in, everybody. Do you hate Kanye? Is Kanye your enemy? Do you think Kanye is selling his people out? Are you mad at Kanye? Are you angry, frustrated at the nigga? Do you know Kanye personally? Is he going to bring down the black people? Is he making is he giving black people a bad look? Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about it. Let's talk about tit. Come on in, whoever you is. Come on in to Mind Over Matter so we can apply our mind to this Kanye matter over here. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, come on. We ain't playing. What's the real deal out here? Who's on our side and who's not? Who is anti-black and who's not? Where the peoples is at? Who is pro-black and who is anti-black? How do you know? Is black a monolithic thing? Should black people be monolithic when it comes to anything? And these are all questions you gotta answer. Message retracted. Make sure you leave a comment and don't retract it. Who is Kanye West? Is he your king? Is he your God? Does he need to sound like you? Does he need to behave like you? Can you even relate to something like Kanye West, who, I don't know if it's true or not, but whatever, he may be a billionaire. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mind Over Matter TV. Marwan here, coming at you one more again. Thank y'all for stopping through. Where the peoples is at is the ultimate question. People might want to discuss Kanye. People might want to cancel Kanye, right? Some people are saying, hey, you people over there, Nigerians, you take Kanye, you take Candace West. Like, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Let me break it down here real quick. Let me break it down here real quick because number one, whenever you're dealing with Hollyweird, whenever you're dealing with popular people, whenever you're dealing with famous people, Kardashians, you got to put them in their own category. Off the bat, you can't relate to them, right? Off the bat, you ain't in their circles. Off the bat, when we're talking about these things, you also got to think when we're talking about entertainers, first thing that should come to mind is what? Malcolm X should come to mind because he says what? What was he upset at? Even when Malcolm X was around, Malcolm X was saying, why are we, black people, the only people out here who look to entertainers as our leaders? Malcolm X was trying to let people know that they, the powers that be, they put your leaders in front of you so that you can take cues of those people. So number one, we got to acknowledge Malcolm X, right? He said the media will have you hating good people and loving evil people. That's what Malcolm X said. Many people, right? Loving Hillary Clinton, loving Biden. But we're talking Malcolm X. We're really not supposed to be looking at our leaders that way. So when I look at people upset at Kanye, it's telling me that a lot of people are looking at him as if he is the spokesperson. A lot of people are listening and looking at Kanye as if he is a leader and a spokesperson that we, the people, are going to be looking up to. That's the problem right there. So many people show their ass. Like when they get real pissed off and act like they are hurt by Kanye, they are showing their ass by showing you that they have gone against what Malcolm X said. They're showing their ass and showing you that they have chosen to accept entertainers as people speaking for them. Be careful with that, ladies and gentlemen. That's number one. Whether you like Kanye or not, respect his opinion or not, the first thing that should cross your mind is Malcolm X. He's an entertainer. Someone, generally speaking, we're not supposed to be taking, that type of advice from, right? That's number one. Number two, ladies and gentlemen, is Kanye our enemy? He can't be the enemy, right? Because is Kanye your enemy? That's the question. What makes him the enemy? Is it because he wore a shirt for 1 minute? Like, is it because he wore a shirt? Is it because he voted and supports Donald Trump? Let's take what's acceptable in this world, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take Barack Obama, for example. Barack Obama was the first president that I'm aware of who had to sit up there and he felt like he had to denounce black people just to be accepted and to be considered as a serious person for the president of the United States. Who did Obama have to publicly denounce? Obama, Barack, had to publicly denounce Farrakhan because Obama was, I guess, friendly with Farrakhan before he ran for president. He had to openly, publicly, on air denounce Farrakhan. Farrakhan said he didn't mind, he understood it. All right, whatever. He had to openly denounce, y'all, his 25-year-long pastor. Let me repeat that. He felt like he didn't have to, number one, just like the devil was never, just like Jesus was never really tempted, he didn't have to do nothing. But Barack Obama felt like he had to openly and publicly denounce Reverend Wright. Now, why did he feel like he had to do that? Because somebody told him. The powers that be didn't like how Reverend Wright was talking way back in the day, these older clips of Reverend Wright as a pastor preaching down Babylon at the pulpit, almost in ways that Martin Luther King would, you know? Almost as Martin Luther King would speak. Barack Obama publicly denounced his own pastor, y'all. So I'm not going to say he began a wave of denouncing people, but what you're starting to see is if someone doesn't think like you and doesn't act like you and doesn't sound like you, people are publicly denouncing people and basically saying you're not invited to the barbecue or some shit. I might give a shit about your damn barbecue. So those are the people that Barack Obama had to publicly denounce. I don't even think any white president, well, I heard Donald Trump do it, but do presidents publicly denounce the KKK? I mean, is that something, right? So Obama had to denounce people. Now, is Kanye West our enemy? His pastor said he understood because he's a politician. Yeah, I bet you that pastor has some realness, some real responses to how he really feels about that dude. Again, 25 years, him being a pastor. Now, maybe Barack Obama slid him some money. I don't know. But I'm just saying that's a personal relationship. So that's a type of relationship that should supersede running for office or being a president, right? The pastor relationship, well, for whatever it's worth. What's up, Mrs. Harris? Barry G. Barry G says people only have strength for Kanye West, but not for real threats. They jump on Ye to look like they actually stand on something. Hey, Barry G, I bullshit you not, brother. I just wrote a status on my Facebook page. That status said, My favorite, Nikki Justice is crazy. That status said my favorite people in all of this Kanye West thing. My favorite people are those people who want people to think that they are pro-black by being anti-Kanye. There are people that are out here right now trying to seem as if they are pro-black, but they're doing it by, again, publicly denouncing Kanye West. Do I have a code? I think it was the way I was leaning back on this thing, the sinuses. I don't know what it is, but I don't have a code. People are out here trying to seem like they're pro-black, and they're posting up Kanye and using him as and they're saying that they don't support him, and and they want. It's not that easy, y'all. You're not going to be able to pull that off on me that you so pro-black. Is Diddy now Mr. Pro-black? Is Meek Mill? Is Justin Bieber pro-black now that he publicly decided, hey, I don't like you, Kanye? Is Kanye West our enemy? Now, if you break it all the way down, even to Neely Fuller Jr., there's a certain code we're supposed to have when it comes to certain people and their opinions, black folks and your opinions. The code is that's his opinion. That's him. That's on him. I'm not out here trying to castigate the brother. He has no power over me. I have no power over him. Kanye's opinions is not ruining the conditions in the hood. Kanye's opinions are not white supremacy. I mean, what you've got people here who voted for Joe Biden. You got people that voted. They put their name. They voted for Hillary Clinton. And these are people who have destroyed, like really ruined black families, not only in the States, but also in Haiti. You voted for Hillary Biden. You voted for people that are destructive to the black community. You voted for people that destroy and sort of suck up your resources in black countries abroad. You voted for that. Kanye West didn't do that. Did Kanye West say, you ain't black if you don't know who to vote for? No, that was Joe Biden that said that. Joe Biden said, nigga, you ain't black if you don't know who to vote for. And niggas voted for that racist. So people who vote for racists, you have no real leg to stand on when it comes to Kanye West. Is he our enemy, though? Is he our enemy? Kanye is the enemy? No. How? How is he the enemy? How, Sway? What did he do? What did he take away? What did he what did he what black destruction did he cause? How is Kanye West our enemy to look at now? Is Reverend Wright the enemy, our enemy? Was he Obama's enemy? No, he's not the enemy. He's not killing anybody. He's not even. He doesn't even agree that babies should be killed. I mean, that's a separate discussion when it comes to abortion. He said Obama tried to do things the white way as a black man, and he said that in a means to criticize Barack Obama. People who are our enemy would never criticize Barack Obama. People who are our enemies, they wouldn't criticize Barack Obama because Barack Obama did a good job for our enemies. Barack Obama did a great job. He was in more wars against dark people than George Bush. But you vote like this is the thing. Kanye West is an entertainer. Before that E word enemy, he is an entertainer. That means chill out with whatever energy you're bringing his way outside of his artistic ability. He's a producer. He gets music that's already out here, flicks it around, and creates something great. And for that, he is appreciated. But he's an entertainer. Is it possible for any entertainer to be our enemy? Sure. Maybe, right? People whose entertainment maintains status quo. We've got a video out here called No Vote and No Vucking. No Vote and No Vucking. This is a video that Kanye West did not produce. This is a video that our Republican enemies did not direct and produce. No Vote and No Vucking with Saucy Santana and Trick Ass Trina. This is not a Kanye West production, but that video is more damaging, more disrespectful, and more enemy than Kanye West ever could be. That video, No Vote and No Vucking, with Saucy Santana talking about if you want to hit this booty, do your civic duty. What? That's more dangerous, disrespectful than anything Kanye West could ever do. In large part because that video was being produced by Democrats. That video was produced by Democrats. In other words, Democrats that's how they view black men and black women. That video is a disgrace. And it's just to get you to go vote. They're not directing you exactly to how you should vote. Like I said before, there may be one area in life, maybe more, where black folks in the United States should be monolithic, should have one mind, should have one motivation, one intention. Politically, it should be. We should be monolithic when it comes to politics. And no, I'm not saying we should all support Hillary. The fuck out of here. No. While I agree that we should all have one mind politically as a black people, I disagree with anybody anywhere who says Joe Biden is the one we should stand behind. That's ridiculous. That is silly. And you've already got Malcolm X explaining how much of a chump and how much of a sucker you could be as a whole culture by continuing to support a party that has never done you good. Continuing to support a party, continuing to give you their votes. That's a sign of insanity right there. And that's an entire culture. That's not individuals like Kanye West. What's more dangerous, an individual or a gang of people voting for bullshit like Biden? Damn, that's scary. What's more dangerous? Kanye West saying, "Hey, I like Trump." What's more dangerous? Kanye West saying, "I like Trump," or a whole Democrat Party starting a voting campaign with no vote and no vucking, with Saucy Santana and Trina talking about gerrymander this coochie. If you don't want no, if you want some loving, you better go to the polls. What? So it seems as if the liberal side of things plays black people for fools. It seems like the liberal side of things, right? The people that get the votes of black people. That's say what you want about Trump and Trump supporters, but the overwhelming majority of black folks, they are voting for racists like Joe Biden. And they got the nerve to talk about Kanye. At least Kanye didn't vote for Joe Biden. At least Kanye didn't vote for Hillary Clinton. People who have spent an entire career as politicians taking your votes and giving you and your culture the middle finger. Oh, they'll come on your radio and they'll tell you that they have hot sauce in their bag just to get you to laugh. They'll go to your church and they'll flip it and they'll give you back the Southern accent in your church, like Hillary Clinton and Bill, they'll go to Haiti and mess around with little kids, right? I don't see any stories of Donald Trump involved in any way with child trafficking, sex trafficking, or people involved in that in Haiti. That's all Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton and Clinton Foundation. Is Kanye West our enemy? Why? Because CNN said so? Why? Because he votes for Trump? Why? Because he wore a shirt that says White Lives Matter. Now let's flip it. Let's talk about that shirt for a second. Because the shirt probably would never have been worn had it not been for something out there already called Black Lives Matter, right? One of the dumbest slogans in Black history. Black Lives Matter. What the fuck is that? But anyway, Black Lives Matter was a thing. It was a real thing. But I believe Black Lives Matter as an organization and as a movement ended in 2014, the summer of 2014. Soon after Mike Brown was shot, I believe Black Lives Matter as an organization and as a movement was over. Here we are in 2022, and we see what happened throughout that time. Women, black women running Black Lives Matter did what? Stole a gang of money, misappropriated the funds, and there's no word of Black Lives Matter anymore. And yet we're mad at Kanye. Like, how much of our money did Kanye West steal or take for his own personal, right? How much did Kanye West steal from? Especially if you want to compare it to the actual organization called Black Lives Matter that was out here protesting, right? That was out here, what? What else were they doing? I don't know. Nothing. But Kanye West is the enemy? I would dare to say that Black Lives Matter as an organization performed and acted as if white lives mattered. Black Lives Matter as an organization performed as if white lives mattered. What else did Black Lives Matter do? All right, nothing. You have so many people that are upset. You have people that have been brought to court that have been leaders of Black Lives Matter for stealing money, not taking any of it seriously, and it's so sad. He got Black Lives Matter that did nothing and stole from the people. Black Lives Matter is a prop for Europeans. Are you kidding me? That's a whole organization. Kanye West is some individual, right? If Europe, like we got Malcolm X that's already told us, don't think about the entertainers because they use entertainers to confuse you. That's what they use entertainers to do. So we don't look at that at all. Unfortunately, we already have something like Black Lives Matter. We have people like who vote for Joe Biden and vote for Hillary. These are all people who are chumps, sellouts, traitors to your race, voting for Joe Biden. All sellouts, traitors to your race, political chumps and suckers. All those and those votes are actually going towards policy and going towards things that actually impact black life. Nothing that Kanye West says or does impacts black life at all. Nothing. It impacts him and his family. That's it. What Kanye West is saying, don't got nothing. I mean, it doesn't do me nothing. Doesn't do you nothing. So in that sense, he's basically sharing an opinion, a political opinion, which is different from the majority of black people. And that different opinion is Democrats ain't shit. And that's been a refrain, a chorus that we've been hearing in our community for decades before Malcolm X, that Democrats ain't shit. And you people voting Democrats are part of the ain't shit out here. You're actually voting for people and policies that are going to destroy your whole community. It's very interesting that Kanye West is so against abortion. It's very interesting that Kanye West claims to be a Christian. Those things are interesting to me. I mean, I don't need to ride with Kanye. I don't need to go ride with, I'm an individual, right? We are independent thinking people. I don't need to be no cheerleader for Kanye, but I appreciate that he gives his opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, people might not want you to say anything that goes against what everybody else is conditioned to believe. You're going to be out here talking about there is no Santa Claus? What? So many people are conditioned to do the whole Christmas thing, to keep lying to kids about Santa Claus. But then you got some people that come around and say, there is no Santa Claus. And you'll get pissed off at that person. Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden are bigger racists than Donald Trump, right? It'll blow people's minds. There are some people that would never speak down on Hillary Clinton. Sorry, they've only been in office their whole lives. Hillary Clinton, even before some of y'all were born, was using black prisoners to clean up her house. I mean, Bill Clinton has his own black son. I mean, come on. Somebody give me that like button. What we got? What we got? Not mad at him for being who he is. Delivery and timing, but it's clear it works for him. Kanye West, I'm sorry, y'all. You guys are doing a horrible job proving that Kanye West is an enemy of black people when arguably Barack Obama was. It's not Kanye West going over to Africa saying, hey, y'all niggas need to marry each other over here. It's not Kanye West going over to Africa telling people in Africa that they need to let men marry men. That wasn't Kanye West doing that at all. Going to Jamaica, hoping that more and more Bati boys are come up. That wasn't Kanye West. you know, what are we talking about? But they love themselves Barack Obama, y'all. I don't know if it's the Harvard in them. I don't know if it's the half white in them. But black folks love himself some Barack Obama. They don't care that he fought more darker nations than George Bush. They don't care that he may have killed more people than George Bush. They love Barack Obama. But Kanye is the enemy? What? How did Kanye ruin things for black people? Let me know, y'all. Because I don't think that one man has all that power. I don't think that one shirt has all that power. It's almost like when Black Lives Matter started, some people were like, what do you mean Black Lives Matter? Don't white lives matter too? And a lot of black folks were like, yeah, of course white lives matter. History shows us white lives matter, right? But then you got a shirt and people are all of a sudden like, wow, you got a white lives matter shirt. How dare you? How did Trump help black people? Well, this is what I would say about Trump and helping black people. In order to know if this dude was helping, we'd have to be willing to work with him, right? You think about the Trump administration, you go back and look at all the facts and the data, and you will find that small black businesses did much better under Donald Trump than small black businesses did under Barack Obama. That's if you go back and look at the record and the facts. There's another thing that was interesting that I remember during Donald Trump, but again, the CNN and media, they had people so wound up. They had people so wound up about Trump that they weren't even listening to any offers. They weren't even going to be working, right? They ain't listening to no Donald Trump. Donald Trump was out here asking, hey, you guys, you want to sit down during the national anthem? Okay, I guess, if you think that's power. But Donald Trump goes, well, what I would like you, anybody at NFL, anybody, come talk to me about who you think should be pardoned out of jail. But again, nobody was even going to work with Donald Trump. So I'm not necessarily, again, I'm someone who hasn't voted for either side. I have never voted for a Republican for president. I've never voted for a Democrat for president, but I have voted big time, you know. But most importantly, since 2000, y'all, since 2000, if not before, I've been studying the media. I've been studying the mainstream media that has the black mind caught up in several different traps. The mainstream liberal media I've been focusing on since before 2000 and watching how people respond to it. Mainstream media is almost like another branch of government that people continually vote for by looking at the crap. I don't watch CNN, y'all. I'm sorry. Maybe that's why I don't view Kanye West as an enemy. I don't watch CNN. I don't watch The View. I don't watch MSNBC. I don't really watch Fox, but I saw Fox and the interview with Kanye West. That's about it. But you got to understand, you got number one, Malcolm X that went out of his way saying, listen, black folks, your culture, y'all are like political chumps, political whores for the Democrat Party. It's so bad, they've even pinpointed some of the worst in our community. They called black women the backbone of the Democrat Party. No party can claim the backbone of black men. As you know, there is no party in the United States that can say black men are the backbone of our. No, but it's Democrats and plenty of black women that would brag about being the backbone of the Democrat Party. And it just so happens to be Kanye West has a different political opinion than the Democrats and the liberals. You know, think about that. I mean, come on. But Sunfruit, there's nothing you could say. I've already gone down this path several hundred times. Look at Joe Biden. Look at Hillary. Look at who black people voted for. So what? Trump bankrupted a casino. Many people do that as an economic strategy, believe it or not. Some people choose to go bankrupt them individual selves as a strategy, and they're doing very well right now. I know a couple of them. But worse than Donald Trump because Donald Trump did not get our votes. I don't care about a casino some white dude lost. You kidding me? I don't give a fuck. But who is that white dude upsetting? He is upsetting the liberal order. It's almost like black folks are enjoying being in that movie called Get Out. You saw that movie Get Out with those white and Asian liberals in that movie? Something was very wrong with all of those people. They were all Democrats. They all represented the Democrat type of person, the white liberal, the black liberal, people that are sort of, asleep, and you need some sort of a bell to wake your ass up. Malcolm X couldn't wake up the black people. Malcolm X was hated by most black people. Martin Luther King started to be hated by black people the closer he got to his death. Why were black people hating Martin Luther King of all people? And why were black people hating Malcolm X, y'all? Because they spoke too loudly against the system that conditioned them, that gave them the butter biscuits. You know what I mean? Just appeal to black folks' real base emotion, appeal to their sexual nature, say the Democrats. Appeal to that because they're dumb and stupid anyway. But we want to go ahead and appeal to that. That's why they can be so bold. That's why Trina can easily do a song called No Votin', No Vuckin'. She knows that black people aren't going to jump down her throat. She knows that it's coming from Democrats. They don't care. They got no smoke for Democrats. The ones that they vote for, the ones that take your votes and shit on them, they got smoke for Donald Trump, who fewer people voted for, and all of a sudden they care that Donald Trump ruined a casino or Donald Trump had some racial lawsuit based on his property long time ago. But they talk about Donald Trump's position on the Central Park Five, but they never talk about a very prominent black woman's position on the Central Park Five that was just like Donald Trump's. Many people said Donald Trump racist, man. Look what he did with the Central Park Five. Yeah, okay. But then why don't you take a look at the black woman and women like her? Bell Hooks. Some of you may know Bell Hooks, feminist, black feminist lady. She was just as salivating, she was just as serious as Donald Trump about the Central Park Five. She wanted the Central Park Five done with just at the same time Donald Trump did. So that's where you got an issue here. We got someone perceived as white, racist, white man, Donald Trump, hating black people, assuming black people did all this stuff, Central Park Five. But there's also a black woman, Bell Hooks, who was very vocal, all about condemning the Central Park Five, all about condemning the Central Park Five. So that's something to think about, that a black woman, prominent black woman, Bell Hooks, was just as adamant about the punishment of Central Park Five as Donald Trump was. But everybody cared about Donald Trump, Central Park position. I don't, come on. And if you speak to one of the brothers in the Central Park Five, because you know they've been asked about Donald Trump, I remember the main one who spent most years in jail, the main brother, the brother who wasn't even out there that night. They asked him, how does he think about Donald Trump? And this is the brother that spent most years in jail of the Central Park Five. He said, you know what? It was never about Donald Trump. One of the Central Park Five dudes in a question from black people, hoping that he would basically talk shit about Donald Trump, because that's another way people like to prove they're so black, by saying they hate Trump. You know, it's not that easy, people. So they asked this Central Park Five dude who spent most of the years in jail than any of the other ones. He said it wasn't about Donald Trump. It wasn't about Donald Trump. He said, I ain't got no problem with Donald Trump. I don't care about what article he wrote. That article he wrote has no power over me. This individual said it was the prosecutor, it were the investigators and the detectives, the people right there involved, that led to him being jailed. It had nothing to do with no letter or op-ed piece by Donald Trump. Again, y'all, trust me when I tell you, the people that the majority of black folks voted for, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, we're talking years and decades of taking your votes and shitting on them. And you won't worry about a little casino. But what has he done for black people? I don't know. And the question is, what are we doing for ourselves? It seems like we're shooting down people that just don't think like us. But what are we doing for ourselves? Self-determination. Self-determination. You're going to always have that black catalyst and black calamities. We don't pay attention because of emotions. That's right. Trust no one, study to show thyself approved. I like that. They were accused of rape. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, when you're accused of rape, people tend to believe the woman. And people tend to believe whatever, you know, whatever suspect you got, people tend to believe that that's the suspect. So there's a lot of black folks that were probably like, hold up, let's go get them niggas if they did this, right? So everybody has to be careful whenever rape is the issue. Very, very serious issue. But the question is, was Jeremiah Wright the enemy of Barack Obama? Was Farrakhan the enemy? Is Jeremiah Wright the enemy of black people? Is Farrakhan the enemy of black people? I do know that Barack Obama is the only president that went out of his way to say he's not the president of black people. Now, Barack Obama said that. He said he's not the president of black people as his picture surfaces on the magazine covers where he's the gay president, the first gay president. Rainbows and Obama. Someone in the chat even saying that he married Michael. And I do remember Barack Obama himself. Maybe it was an accident, Freudian slip. But yeah, there's video, there's clips of Obama live saying my husband Michael, and he didn't say oops, I meant Michelle. He said my husband Michael. But let's continue. Trump used to be so cool with the hip. Oh, tell you. Hey, hey, Trump arguably is one of the most popular people to ever run for president, you know. And I'm not saying popular because I loved him. I'm saying he was so popular because as St. Hudson says, Trump's name has been mentioned in hip hop many, many times, y'all, and it's never about being racist. Trump's name, more than Obama, more than any other president in the world, Trump's name shows up over the years and decades, all positive reasons for the most part. Making his own money, standing up, being his own man, running his own stuff. He's used as a muse by Snoop Doggy Dogg, Wu Tang. Many people used the image. And Donald Trump also financed the presidential campaign of Jesse Jackson back in the day. To those of you who were around and you saw Jesse Jackson running and maybe y'all were a little excited, it was Donald Trump that funded his campaign. You can give him credit for it or not. We're just pointing things out. Yeah, Barack said he married Michael. Yes, indeed. Many people have called Barack an enemy to the people. They ain't worried about no Kanye. You got Lupe Fiasco who came out saying Obama is a terrorist just cause Obama was, doing the same things that George Bush was doing, right? Times 10, calling Obama a terrorist. Not Kanye. Kanye may be weird. He's a little weirdo, self-centered, egomaniac, all of that good stuff. Sure. You really got to have an ego to run for president. You really got to have an ego to denounce your own pastor for that power. It's very interesting, y'all. Very interesting who we choose to call enemy. And my point is the only time you got a majority people saying that's my enemy, it's only when the media gives them permission. It's only when media gives them permission. Y'all ain't no revolutionaries talking about you hate Kanye. The media is giving you permission. None of y'all were no revolutionaries talking about, I hate Trump. The media gave you permission. Y'all ain't going out. Y'all ain't breaking any codes. Y'all ain't breaking any codes. You ain't pro-black by going against Kanye. The media is giving you permission to do it. Y'all ain't, you know what I'm saying? It's hilarious. The media gave you permission to hate Donald Trump. After what? After he was more like a beloved person in the community. He probably dated a sister. It's probably, yeah, there's pictures of him dating a sister, a big time model. So what? But you support Bill Clinton, who has a black son that he never acknowledges, that he fucked out of wedlock and had a kid back when he was, I guess, governor of Arkansas, a state that entered Bill Clinton into their Black History Hall of Fame. You guys got to understand, you're not really coming from, you don't have real standing to call Kanye West crazy because we've got Malcolm X, and other people calling your entire political culture, your entire political decisions as chump, as soft, as anti-black. Malcolm X said black people voting Democrat were anti-black, a traitor to your own race. I get what you're saying about Kanye. I get what the media gives you permission to say about Kanye. But you got X calling everybody voting Democrat and voting Democrat and voting Democrat. Political chumps, mascots, whores of the Democrat Party. Kanye was removed from Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, you've got some people that are removed that are actually solid people. I'm not calling Kanye West solid, but I recently heard you've got doctors that are removed from Twitter just for talking out against the vaccine. You know what I mean? You've got a lot of different things like that. Trump did plenty for black entertainment. He gave black entertainers something to reach for. That's what they used Donald Trump. They're like, wow, Trump got his own building. I want to be like Trump. They got our own thing. Trump, funny as it sounds, is the one that led some people to think of self-determination. And you would think people like Amos Wilson might have led them to think that way. But no, they're not listening to no Amos Wilson. I do give Kanye West credit because he brought up the name of what's that brother's name? Claude Anderson. Kanye West always has Claude Anderson on the tip of his tongue. And there's very few people that understand the condition economically and otherwise of black folks better than Claude Anderson. And that's someone that Kanye West mentioned. I thought that was an interesting point, a very big deal. Now, again, if I had to choose somebody to rock with, if I had to choose, I would probably rock with Kanye before I would rock with Saucy Santana and Trina. I'm just going to let y'all, I'm going to be honest with y'all. If I had to choose, I would rock with Kanye West before I rock with Saucy Santana and Trina. Those are the people that did the video. No voting, no bucket. The video that I believe is 100 times more dangerous than Kanye West ever could be. No voting, no bucket. Those are enemies. BLK dating app is an enemy. Whoever's behind the BLK dating app, whoever's behind that video, they are all enemies. Not Kanye West. Not Kanye West. You know, Kanye West will never be able to ruin conditions for black people. Never. This is what elected officials do. So that's why it brings us back again to who have you voted for president? Oh, Hillary Clinton? Oh, and you hate Kanye? Oh, shut the fuck up, please. Oh, who did you vote for? Oh, Joe Biden, the guy who said you ain't black unless you know the. Oh, and you don't like Kanye? Shut the fuck up, please. That's what it means to lack standing. You don't have any ground. See, the problem is, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people who like to have their little opinions and they are standing on sinking ground. They aren't on solid ground themselves. If you really look at it, example, anybody got a problem with Kanye West? You look to see what their voting history is. Again, Kanye West has no power over black people, y'all. No power over black people, y'all. I heard Kanye West shoes cost too much anyway for black people, y'all. I ain't buy no Kanye West shoes. So people who voted for Biden, people who voted for Hillary Clinton, you might as well shut up about Kanye. You might as well shut the fuck up about Kanye. And those are a majority of black folks. Unfortunately, that's the real deal, y'all. Y'all are just playing the role of a political chump That's been your role perennially, decade after decade. Your role has been slave to the Democrat Party. Ain't that funny? Goddess in Gold says Kanye West has very little power over himself. That's true. Hey, whoa, that's so heavy. Because we're not keeping it all in context. Kanye West is what? He's Kardashian. Like, that's Hollyweird. Let's keep it in context. Hollyweird, where people can't really be themselves. Trump, all that, where people can't really be themselves. But when people speak out, you got to respect it. Donald Trump clearly speaking out against a lot of the people he rubbed elbows with. You see pictures of Donald Trump and Epstein, but you only hear stories of Epstein and Bill Clinton, Epstein and a lot of more other liberal people. John, who else is that? Who else is that? That other guy who's in court right now. Kevin Spacey is another liberal type of dude who's out here molesting and dealing with young boys. In court now, you got LGBT killers, Jeffrey Dahmer. You got Ed Buck, Democrat, all about LGBT everything. He donates to Democrat Party. Ed Buck. Nobody called him an enemy, but what happened? He was roaming the streets looking for poor black men, bringing them into his apartment, giving them drugs as he dressed them up in his tighty whities and called them his nigger boys. People ended up dying in his apartment, and he's a Democrat. He's LGBT. He's leading black men who are desperate into all types of craziness. That's Ed Buck. Thankfully, he's in jail. Thankfully, someone also escaped. So Kanye, he married a Kardashian, y'all. Y'all don't. We know he was. Think about it. We know. The thing about me, ladies and gentlemen, I wrote Kanye West off completely. I totally disrespected him as soon as he apologized to George Bush. That's when I was done with Kanye. I don't know about y'all. I was done with Kanye West when he apologized directly on air, maybe more than once. Matt Lauer, NBC, he apologized to George Bush. He didn't mean to say what he said. George Bush doesn't like black people during Katrina. George Bush called that one of the most embarrassing, one of the worst moments of his presidency, and Kanye West apologized for it. Lost respect for him. It is what it is. But I do respect people who speak their own opinion fearlessly. I do. And if they look and sound like they're making sense, that's respect right there. And the fact of the matter is, there's not a lot of people calling out Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton for their bullshit. Have you noticed that? You see what happened with Donald Trump? That's all he was doing. He was like, fuck Hillary. Donald Trump was all over the Hillary thing. And you got all of these media upset. Media that Hillary probably paid. All this media upset at Donald Trump. But he was ruining everything about the Clintons. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, y'all. But I just let y'all know straight up from me, and based on from what I could see, Kanye West is not the enemy. From what I could see, people with power to affect black life are the enemy. You know, that would be presidents that you all voted for, that took your votes and shitted on them. People with power matter. People with power matter. You know, Kanye West, he's on Tucker Carlson, married Kim Kardashian. They say brothers that deal in Kardashian never come out the same. When you're in Hollywood, it's either play along with what's popping or you will be shitted on. Just ask Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle had the nerve to say, listen, I'm not wearing no damn dress. But it seems as if all these other people are made to wear a dress. just to sort of be able to be a rich black man, there are certain compromises that you might have to be a part of. And, I see Kanye West as someone who's not always trying to be that type of a compromising person, as he found out his own wife was really, really close with the Clintons, and that they were trying to manipulate him, and that for some time he kept his mouth shut and played along with the program. He kept his opinion to himself just because he knew the larger group would be against it. It's sort of a lesson, y'all. I congratulate any of y'all who going to speak your mind as long as you think it's the truth and as long as you can back it up with some facts. You should be able to speak your mind. That's what the United States is all about. But here we have a culture where you like to hang people in electronic effigy. You like to denounce people publicly so that you can look pro-white. You like to denounce people publicly so you can look pro-black. Exposing the enemies. Very interesting what's going on with Kanye West. And like I said, I'll take Kanye West over Puffy any day. I'll take Kanye West over Saucy Santana and Trina any day. I'll take Kanye West over the entire Democrat Party any day. And I'm someone who disrespected Kanye West as soon as he apologized to George Bush for saying he don't like black people and his efforts or lack thereof in responding to that Katrina situation. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. Kanye West is not our enemy. I think I can speak for our. Kanye West is not my enemy at all. Oh no, he has no power over me. His opinions don't have no power over me. Most black people, rich and poor, their opinions ain't got no power over me. You feel what I'm saying? The people I focus on are the people with power. And the people with power who have either done stuff already and still have the power to continue. And that's Hillary Clinton, the type of chick that'll interview Megan Thee Stallion and say, "Oh, I love you. I love you, Megan. You're such a strong black woman. The way your song with Cardi B. Oh, that's that's great. I love what you did." This is Hillary and her daughter. "I love you, Megan. It seems like you're such a strong, fierce supporter of women." And then Megan, who I guess is more acceptable than Kanye West, Megan and her WAP is sitting there talking with Hillary on air, talking about, yeah, well, you could have all these men's out here, these men's talk about how they gonna do you sexually. Well, why can't we women's do the same thing? Why can't we women be as degenerate as low life men? Why can't we women be? It's just like some black folks, like, you know good and well if I was Jeffrey Dahmer, they wouldn't let me live that long. Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? So Megan Thee Stallion, I guess, is more acceptable than Kanye. Megan is not the enemy of women, is she? Probably not, right? Is Megan Thee Stallion the enemy of black women? I know several black women who believe so. But then y'all be like, oh no, she's just an artist. Yeah, well, Kanye is just an artist. And what may seem to be one thing on the surface, he may have some other intent in the background. But again, it's something to think about and be careful, because it's my opinion that it's just the media giving y'all power to denounce Kanye. It's just the media. It's easy. It's what the mainstream people are doing. It's easy. It's like, so everybody with a WAP is denouncing Kanye West. It's just simple. Media gives you permission. But when you look at what's going on, really, you'll see a man. Yeah, he's upset about what happened with his mom, probably. But you can see a man. He really wishes he had spent more time with his father. Also, very sharp parents. You see a brother changing as he goes along. His language, he's very aware because he's got kids. I put them in a certain category, and those category of people, highly weirdos, the bar is low. Like, it ain't really, the bar is low. The fact that he's able to speak his mind and literally go against the power that be. And what is the power that be? It's Democrat, liberal, mainstream media, mainstream radio. All of these entities, you'll notice, got problems with Kanye because he dared to speak about their master, and that's Hillary Clinton and the Democrat Party. And this is your boy Marwan. I want to thank y'all for pressing that like button. Yes. And I'm going to get out of here. But trust me, I got my eyes on it, y'all. And you know how we are, men. We are like warriors. We're supposed to be able to see who is disturbing, who is ruining life for our people. And I'm not ready to say it's Kanye at all. He may need help. He may need mental therapy. He may be doing whatever. Billionaire with a mind that doesn't like to be told you can't like Trump. All right, it's your thing. But just know our culture has already been evaluated by some of the baddest out here. Amos Wilson, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, W.B. Du Bois. These are people that have spoken on political scene already. W.E.B. Du Bois spoke about both parties ain't being shit long before Malcolm X. Malcolm X comes in and says, you know what? You niggas keep voting Democrat. Fuck is wrong with y'all? You political punk ass chumps. That's what Malcolm X said. That's what it is. Because he noticed the control that the liberals had over the black mind. And he compared liberal Democrats and Republicans to wolves and foxes. Malcolm X is the type of dude that likes it when you are straight up about your racism. Malcolm X likes that about certain white people who are straight up about their racism. What Malcolm X doesn't like are the liberals or the Democrats, the get out type of white people who try to play like your friends. But then they ask you to do a no voting or no fucking video, and you go right ahead and do it like the political chumps you are. And this is your boy Marwan. Ain't never been no political chump on this side. Signing out. Thank you for coming true. Have a good Sunday and enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks for coming through all y'all. Yasmin, Nikki Justice, Goddess in Gold, y'all. Thank you for coming through again now. Thank you for coming true all day, Yasmin. Explain that ish. Explain that ish says, I understood industry people are just characters on the world stage. The ones that try to play both sides ain't here no more, or they conform back. It is what it is, y'all. Be easy, all right? Be easy. No vote and no bucket.